You tune into the Sportscast with Brian, Craig, and Jeff. Give you all the sports news you need. We give you outspoken thoughts about all the headlines. We talk baseball, football, hockey, and more. No matter the topic, we cover it. Get ready for the show and keep it outspoken. Keep it outspoken. We keep it outspoken only on the Sportscast. Tune into the Sportscast with Brian, Craig, and Jeff. Give you all the sports news you need.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in to Watson's Playbook. This is episode number 18. This is a special PS5 event. It's only going to be 20 or 30 minutes. It wasn't that big of an event yesterday as far as time-wise. But the PlayStation 5 is coming out, Jeff. Jeff, my good buddy Jeff is on the line.
Hello.
Yes, Jeff. Jeff, how are you been?
Good. Doing good.
I know we just jumped off another episode. So, all right, Jeff, what did you think of the PlayStation events that they had yesterday?
I think it was just everything that people have been waiting for this seems like forever information that kind of trickled out little by little, which is weird. And by this time we would have known all this stuff. So it's just kind of an odd, very strange way of like throwing tidbits of information out this entire time. So we finally got a little more of the final of everything, pretty much. Any of the most important stuff we have now. So I think that was the one thing I took out of all this, besides the stuff they showed off, besides all the new stuff they talked about or whatever. I think really it was about, when is this coming out? When can it be picked up? How much is it? What are the controllers cost? All this stuff is kind of what we did not know yet, but now it's all out there. So now everybody knows.
Exactly. And that's what we were waiting for. PlayStation's taking a little bit to come out with a lot of these things. So we've been getting a little impatient, Jeff. I know I have been. So they showed off some more gameplay. I think it's focused around a lot of gameplay games. And at the end there, they hit us with the important information that we can finally take a sigh of relief and kind of relax a little bit on knowing that. They showed off the gameplay of the different games. Did they start off with Final Fantasy? Was that Final Fantasy they started off with? Yeah,
they started off with Final Fantasy 16, which my wife is a fan of Final Fantasy. She didn't like the 15 game that they did. She liked it, but it wasn't her favorite. So this one seems like they're going back to their medieval time period, kind of what people wanted. I think it looks better than the last one did. So it seems like they're going back to their old ways, which is what people have been wanting. So I think it still has work to do. It wasn't even really running on a dev kit. It was running on PC that had the similar specs. So I do not think this game is coming out next year. I think it comes out the year after that. Square is notorious for dragging things out for as long as possible. So we'll see, but I think it's a huge pickup. It's exclusive, console exclusive, at least for a year, it seems like. So that's a big get for Sony. That's a game that was always on every console, and now you'll only be able to play it on PS5.
Right. And then I've never really played Final Fantasy, honestly. I know it might be a shocker, but and then they jumped into a deep dive into the Spider-Man Miles Morales. They jumped into a lot of the gameplay, not a lot, but was seen in the gameplay there. It was pretty intense too. They bridge falling apart, Spider-Man trying to save everybody. I thought the gameplay looked awesome. I liked the first game. This game's going to be sweet as well. And it really showed off that fast SD that this PlayStation 5 has and the things that they are capable of doing with it.
Oh yeah, it's I think everybody initially I think everybody thought, oh, this is going to be a sequel. This is a sequel to it. And I think now that we know it's more of a bridge to the next game, yeah. And it's priced accordingly. And I think they're even bundling this. So normally I think it's going to be $49.99 when it comes out, and then they'll have a bundle where it's $59.99, and I think it comes with the Spider-Man game on PS4 and Miles Morales, and it's with all the enhancements. So you'll have like 4K ray tracing, SSD stuff, 60 frames, I think, on the older Spider-Man game. So I think it's a perfect entry game for a console. Like, even if you didn't get the regular thing for $49, like, you're getting a game made by one of the best studios in the industry when it comes to Insomniac. So yeah, that's a perfect launch game for the system for sure. Well, I think it's a launch window, so it may not come in launch day, but it'll be there within a few weeks. So
right. They went down. I'm not going to go through every single game. I just want to hit on a couple. They're coming out with a new Hogwarts game. Now, my wife's a big Harry Potter fan. I wrote wife next to this. This is a game she's going to want to play. It's actually set before any Harry Potter gets there. It's set really early. But you basically get to be a wizard, go through Hogwarts, learn spells and lessons, and do all these sorts of things. So she's really going to like that. What I thought looked awesome was the Cold War, Call of Duty Cold War coming out. And it looks fantastic. It looked really clean. It looked really fresh. I thought it was one of the most realistic shooters I've seen. And exclusive here on Watson's Playbook. It is an exclusive PlayStation for this weekend. So only if you have the PlayStation can you go on and download this and play this for free this weekend, to give you a little bit of a taste of what it's going to, how it plays and everything for the PS4. So I know you really like that game too as well. And I know that's a game I'm going to get. I know it's a game you'll get too. What are your thoughts on that Call of Duty?
I think they showed off first time I think we saw the campaign gameplay, and it looked awesome. Like, you could definitely tell there was a lot of ray tracing going on. They were just maxing that out completely. I know, like, if people watch the video, you're probably not going to be seeing 120 frames a second on that, but this game will run at 120 on TVs that support 120. So and if you go back and watch it just in the full 4K, because the stream is in 4K. So if you watch the full video in 4K, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, just notice the reflections. They're real time. They're real reflections. This isn't some gimmick going on where it's like trying to trick the eye or anything like that. So the fact that that's happening is incredible. That's something that you see on PC stuff, and even PCs have a hard time doing that. So that's kind of what stuck out to me. It looks good. It's 4K. It looks like they've definitely took the engine. Actually, I heard that the engine and the graphic engine in this game is different than the Modern Warfare one that is out now.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
so this is Treyarch's version because they do the Black Ops stuff. So this is Treyarch's version of what their next gen engine can do. So if you're on the fence, like, oh, maybe it's just the same, it won't be the same. So, if you're getting that game, it's not going to look, it's going to look way, way better than what you saw with Modern Warfare.
Well, it's funny too, because you saying that I watched this thing, this whole event on my computer, which is not 4K, and I thought from the computer that this looked like a really good game. So I can only imagine what it looks like on the 4K TV. But it looks extremely smooth, and like you said, the ray tracing in this game is unbelievable.
That's honestly, when it comes to that, it's we're going to see more games that are going to offer options: 60 frames, 120 frame, ray tracing. I think if you go to 120, you may get a super sample on the 4K. You may not get the full 4K. I don't think you're going to get 120 4K ray tracing. It's just a lot going on, but there'll be some takeaways. But I think it's well worth it if you're playing like for example, I think with Call of Duty, it would be more of a 120 frames you want than Miles Morales. Miles Morales, you'll want a 60 frame, but you'll want that ray tracing and that 4K because it's a cinematic experience, right? As opposed to Call of Duty, where it's more of like, quick shooter kind of experience. So, but yeah, I like the options that they're offering.
Right. They went into a little bit of a deeper look into Deathloop. If you haven't heard about that game, go look it up. It looks really pretty awesome, especially as you can have someone else playing against you at the same time. What I liked is the Demon Souls game, Jeff, and I don't know much about Demon Souls. I've never played it, but from the trailer they showed, I thought it looked pretty sick.
Demon Souls is one of those games where it's if anybody played Bloodborne on PS4, yeah, I did, and I got my ass kicked. Well, sorry if I say that. Multiple times. Multiple times, and it frustrates me. It's an awesome looking game. My wife's played it. It's an awesome looking game. She says the same thing, but it sucks that you just die all the time. And that's the design of the game. It's designed that way. It's like you're supposed to go through again. And so Demon Souls looks amazing, and it's like, but I know what kind of game it is, and I'm like, maybe if like they do a sale, or like if all of a sudden like 2 years from now they're like, hey, for PS Plus, here you go, and then I'll be like, oh great, I'll put it in the thing, and I got it for free, great, and if I ever want to go back and play it, I will. But anybody that's into that kind of stuff, and the Souls games, Souls style games, that's what they would be called. But you're gonna love it. It looks amazing. It looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculously good. So, and for it to be an old game, Bluepoint is one of those studios that does a lot of remakes. They did the Spyro, I think, or the Crash Bandicoot remake, which my wife played. That looked amazing. I think they did the Shadow of the Colossus, which I played, which was amazing. And there's a lot of rumors going around that Sony's wanting to pick Bluepoint up. I think they should. After seeing Demon Souls, there's nothing this studio's done is horrible. Like, they've done amazing jobs taking these old games and completely making them look amazing. So the fact that Bluepoint has not been picked up by Sony at this point is crazy. And it's insane because they're a second party studio, so they're constantly making PlayStation stuff. Just buy them already. Just buy them. Like, right. Just do it. Or you're gonna have an Insomniac situation where a lot of people thought Insomniac was a PlayStation studio, and they were not. They were contractors. So then all of a sudden they went to make games for Microsoft, and I'm like, what the heck? I thought they were, and then they came back finally. So, and Sony bought them, but they just need to wrap up Bluepoint. It's at this point, it doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, that Demon Souls games, I've never played them, but that's a game that I saw and I go, that's the game I must get. And it looks graphically amazing. And it does seem like it's a pretty hard game as well, and challenges you. So then we got they showed a couple games there. They showed some different games as well, but they broke out the big PS Plus huge lineup coming out, Jeff. That's going to come out along with on the PS5 as well. So you got these first 3 games could be enough, Jeff. All right, they're adding God of War, they're adding remastered Last of Us, and they're doing Uncharted 4. And those 3 games right there are 3 of my favorites, and they could end with that. But they didn't. They got Battlefield 1. You got Days Gone on there, which is a good game. You got Bloodborne, Detroit, Become Human, Batman Arkham Knight, Final Fantasy XV, Fallout 4. They've really hit with the big games on this lineup for you for the PlayStation Plus. And I heard this was the response to what Xbox is doing with what are they doing, Jeff, with their
with Game Pass.
Yeah, so, I heard this is kind of a response to that.
It is, and it's a good, and they needed to do this. Like, if they had just not done this, and it's just the same PS Plus, you get your couple of games, then that's it. You have online, but that's it. They didn't bundle now, which I do think at some point they will. They didn't bundle now, but
that would be awesome if they bundle now.
I do think at some point they will. I just don't know when. I know they just updated their servers and stuff and got Microsoft ones, but yeah, this is definitely an answer to Game Pass. And I mean, rightfully so, but again, we got confirmation, I think this morning, that they're not going that route. I know that people want to, I want day and day, but Jim Ryan came out and said that's not financially feasible. These are $100 million games. Like, you can't just sell it for $10. That's not a viable option. We see it with Netflix all the time. Netflix loses money all the time. They don't make money at all, which is crazy. It's weird that Netflix makes no money. They just don't make any money. So it's like, you can't sell a service for $10 and then launch your $150 million game on there for all your people to play for $10. Like, that's insane. So this is perfect. This is a perfect answer. I think this is an answer to backwards compatibility. I do not think we're having full backwards compatibility. I think that was confirmed today.
They said like 99%. So
all PS4 games, not legacy system, not PS3, PS2, PS1, which I don't care. I just don't care. I don't
know about you. I'm not pulling out. When's the last time I've seen a PlayStation 2, game to play?
Just if you want that, go get it. Like, you can go find that. Like, my wife has the PS2 and the PS3 in her game room and PS4. Like, if you want to play that stuff, which she is playing stuff right now on it, just to go buy one. And get a game that you like. Like, it's that easy. If you really want to play something. Other than that, just that's not what people are clamoring for a console. Like, on day one, for example, if let's say it's Ratchet and Clank, right? You're not gonna go and say, I'm not gonna play Ratchet and Clank. I'm gonna go play GTA 3. You're not gonna do that. I get the options part of it. I get wanting to have options, but I don't think there's anything in that. I just don't. So
no, I'm totally fine with it either. I'm not begging to play a PlayStation 1 or 2 game. So to me, that's no big deal. That
and I'm fine with the Plus collection. I think it's amazing that you get all these titles for on launch day for free. One in particular that stands out for me is like Fallout 4. I know my wife has wanted to play Persona 5, so she would have that for free, which is pretty cool. And I'm sure they're all enhanced for PS5. And it seems like this is an added benefit. You're not paying extra for this. This is an added benefit to Plus. So whatever you paid for Plus, you're getting your 2 Plus games a month, but you're also getting these curated titles as well. And,
Right.
and I think my opinion is that these curated titles are going to be PS4 games. And
right.
then
and it's
the two games you would normally get will be PS5 stuff.
right.
So,
Well, like I said, it's the answer to the Xbox and what they're doing with their pass or whatever.
yeah.
And I don't know. I could go off about how the Xbox sucks and all that stuff, but I think I'll leave it there.
I think it's an answer to the Game Pass, and I think it's an awesome answer to Game Pass. I mean,
Yes.
honestly, the titles, just 4 of the titles that they even announced for this is
Beat Xbox,
better than 50% of what Game Pass has.
Yes, and the Xbox. So, I mean, I don't know. I may be a little biased. PlayStation makes the better games. Period. That's it. That's all you need to say. That's it. So,
well, see, and also what people aren't taking into consideration, not all these games on the collection, on PlayStation Plus collection, they're not all first party. Fallout 4 is not. Monster Hunter World, not. Persona 5 is not. Batman Arkham, we know, is not. So it's not like it's just Sony games. No, they've gone out and paid a lot of money to get these games on their system for free for people. And I don't remember how much money they were spending, but it was a lot to make deals. And I think we're seeing some of this through this.
All right, Jeff, it's just about time to wrap this up. I'm going to come out with the price and you can come out with the dates. The price is exactly what we thought it would be, Jeff. We were talking about this a little bit. The disc is going to be $4.99 and the digital is going to be $3.99. And the pre-orders started yesterday and they're already sold out. So that's extremely good news for PlayStation. And if that's the news, that's the biggest news we're waiting on. And the release date, Jeff, what's that release date?
It's November 12th.
November 12th.
November 12th for US, Japan, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, and then the 19th everywhere else. And I'm excited, man. I can't wait. I know you pre-ordered one already. I haven't yet. I don't know if I'll get it day one. I wish I could. If I had the money, I would definitely. I'm going to save up towards it. But we're all looking forward to PlayStation 5, the PlayStation. I think the biggest takeaway from this system, Jeff, and I keep saying it, I probably repeat myself, is they want you to feel the game you're playing. They want you to feel the emotion. And everything that they've done with the system is about feel. The DualSense controllers, the 3D audio. Just can't wait to get this controller in my hand and this system set up, man. I know you're super excited about it. I know there's millions of people out there that are super excited about it. Yeah, I mean, there's I think a lot of people get wrapped up in launch games that come out for it. And honestly, I don't really, every launch system, the titles are kind of iffy, but then you also take into consideration like Call of Duty is going to be on there. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to be on there. Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be there. That's aside from the actual PlayStation launch lineup, which is the Miles Morales, the Destruction All-Stars game.
Dude, yes, that's gonna be a fun game to play, and I'm glad it was on a launch day.
Demon Souls is launch. Astro's Playroom, which is I think pre-installed, so that actually teaches you the fundamentals of the system and the controller.
Nice.
So it's like that's the launch. But I mean, down the road we got teased God of War.
Yes, they added that at the end of the thing, Ragnarok there. One thing I'm looking forward to, especially, and we'll see more videos come out between here and there about things. I'm looking for that OI system, or Jeff, see what it looks like when you turn it on and and all that kind of things. I think we're very interested to see that now that we got the main part about it. We can all kind of relax a little bit, and unless you're out there waiting in line trying to get that pre-order done. The experience there.
I think I heard that they were doing something soon with the UI. So they said there'll probably be some more videos. There may be one more I wouldn't. It would be like a showcase, but I don't think it would be as hyped up. I think it would be more of like, here we're going to break down the system itself, and here's the UI, and this is what. But it is 100%, and that was confirmed again. Was that it is a complete 100% rehaul. So
as
it's
it should
not going to be.
I think.
Yeah,
I think it should be when you're talking about a new system. You shouldn't turn around and go, hey, this kind of looks like the PlayStation 4. So, which I'm glad they're redoing it. I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be fast. It's obviously going to be faster. I think it's one of the main things we've been looking forward to is how fast the system's going to be, what they could do with the games, and how far they can take this system and watch it really evolve over time, like PlayStation 4 did. When it first came out, we thought it was super amazing, and then they did the Pro, and they made things a little better. And you can look at the Last of Us 2 that came out and see a big difference in graphics, and when you compare it to the Last of Us when it very first came out on PlayStation 4 there. So we're going to be able to see this PlayStation 5 go from amazing to even better throughout its life. I'm just super psyched.
We still haven't seen 2K gameplay yet. I'd like to see that soon. Right. Just because I know it's coming out soon. So
ray tracing, we've seen the clip of it. We saw that clip of it, a little bit of Zion Williams. Mm-hmm. They showed and how amazing that looked. And so, yeah, that's a good game. It's going to be graphically amazing.
Yeah. And I think the thing is I when I went and pre-ordered it, it was kind of insane. There were a lot of people. They had at capacity, so if it was over 6 people, you had to stand outside. But so they were at capacity multiple times, like when I was standing in the store itself. But I mean, in terms of like pricing, it is competitive compared. That was an aggressive price that they did. They didn't have to do that. Like for the price and what's in it, it's insane. Like the $399 for the digital edition itself is $47, with you taking inflation into consideration, $47 less than the original PlayStation 4. That's crazy. Nice. So they took a huge hit on these systems, and they had to. They couldn't have priced it above Microsoft. They just wouldn't have sold. No. And they're afraid of $600 because of the PS3. So they're never going to do that again. So it's like you knew something was up, and you knew there was a difference. Nobody knew if it was $50 or $100. But the fact that the digital one's $100 less is crazy. That's a massive, massive hit they took for that. So, I mean,
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
I just can't wait. I've never been more hyped about a system than this one. And to all you Xbox people out there, I told Jeff this earlier. Bold predicament is your Xbox Series S or X or whatever you're calling it, and the other dumbed down version of that. The two systems you're putting out there are not going to sell more than just the PlayStation 5. So, good luck with that. Their pre-orders are what, on the 22nd this month?
I think so. Let's see.
It's all right. I don't care enough for you to look it
up. Something like that. Something. Something like that. This is the first time anything's been pre-orderable.
Yeah. So. It's awesome. It's going to be something that's revolutionary in the gaming console gaming war. If there's a war, I don't know. They talk about the console battle, but it's not really a battle in my opinion. Actually, I wanted to, who the actor Joseph Gordon-Levitt is, Jeff?
Yes.
Ring a bell? Yeah. He had an interesting comment last week, I believe it was, talking about how storytelling in the future isn't going to be like movies. He said it's going to be video games.
I agree with that.
And I thought that's a very good point. The storytelling has, already, like the Last of Us storytelling has been really good. I think that's one of the things I said with Last of Us Part 2. I was like, this is gaming growing up. Like, they didn't hold any punches. That was probably one of the edgiest games I've ever seen from Sony. I mean, it was crazy. I didn't expect. I mean, they took it to levels where I was like, holy crap! It's usually. I mean, this is kind of. I'm used to like dark stuff from Naughty Dog when it comes to Uncharted or Last of Us, but I was like, dang, they really like ramped it up. my favorite game by far. But all right, man. Well, I think we're going to end this episode. We went over everything that they dropped. They dropped the big news of the November 12th release date and the prices.
And the systems are exactly the same. So there's no difference other than the disk drive.
Right. So there's no difference other than the disk drive. Mm-hmm. Unlike Xbox, or it's a dumbed down version of it. This is not the same thing. So one's $399 for the digital, and the disk drive is $499. I was going to get the disc. I know you pre-ordered the digital yourself. But that being said, I hope you guys, if you were able to get your pre-order, I hope you got it. I know you guys are looking forward to playing it just as much as we are. And if you want to reach out to us about any of these things, about sports or PlayStation 5 or anything that you want to talk about, you can reach out to us at watsonsplaybook@gmail.com. Jeff does stream a lot on our Watsons_playbook at Twitch. And I haven't done it lately, but I do run the YouTube channel, Watson's Playbook YouTube. I'll stream some gaming up there, put a couple of reviews of different things. That's where you can reach us. If you have any questions, PlayStation questions about sports, questions about life, questions that you want to know any more information about me or Jeff, or whoever's on this podcast, feel free to reach out. We want to have a connection with you guys. We thank you guys that take your time to listen to this. We have listeners all around the world, which I think is pretty awesome. And we thank you so much for listening. And
I think that beta starts tomorrow, or alpha starts tomorrow for Call of Duty.
The Call of Duty alpha beta is exclusive for exclusive for PlayStation, and it starts tomorrow. You can play it through this weekend. Go out there, download that, and play that if you're a Call of Duty fan. There's millions of those. I loved the last Call of Duty Warzone. I'm going to pick this one up as well. That's your reminder for this weekend. Go out and play the game. Maybe leave a review with us and let us know how you feel about it. We have a Facebook page at Watson's Playbook at Facebook as well. I'm on Twitter at Watson's Playbook. It's all under the same name. But feel free to reach out to us. Thank you, Jeff, for jumping on and giving us your takes on sports for the last episode and the PlayStation event here.
All right.
All right, guys. God bless you guys, and hope you have a good week.